Hello again, hello again. It's time for another little gem. Well, little, it almost has the size of a refrigerator. It almost weighs as much as a refrigerator. But it is an interesting camera I want to show you. First, let me explain why I bought it. I have a very good experience with Ricoh cameras, with the SLRs, the old SLRs like the TLS, but also the newer ones like the XR series, the 5, 10. I have an XR Solar, and all these cameras work flawlessly. And you know, when you buy such stuff, you get advertisements to see based on your preferences, and this one came along. I haven't seen it before. I didn't see it before, but I was curious because of basically of this. I will explain that to you later. First of all, it's a completely manual operated camera with the obvious dials on sometimes different places. For instance, here you adjust the shutter speed, and it goes from bulb to 1/1000th of a second in this camera. It's the lever to cock the shutter. It makes a hefty sound, the shutter, when you release it. Here is a little dial to remind you what kind of film you have in it. The camera, it has and that's also a reason why I bought it, a M42 lens mount. So a lot of lenses you can you can put on this camera. It is a heavy camera. It weighs more than a kilo with the lens. So it's not easy to carry around, but it's a beautiful camera. Here you have a little, well, it's not a light, but it's a signal that indicates if the shutter is cocked or not. The aperture goes, of course, on the lens, and you can see here is an extra little dial, and this camera has a light meter. And for those days, quite I think advanced light meter. To turn the light meter on, you switch it on and off here with this switch. If you slide it to the top, it goes on. Slide it downwards, the light meter will switch off. A nice thing, an advanced feature, I think, for this age of the camera is this. You can have a average light meter. That means that the camera calculates, the electronics calculate the average of all the light coming into the lens. Or you can choose spot metering. And the spot metering only measures the light in the center of the subject you want to photograph. There is a little circle in the viewer when you look through the viewfinder, and that circle is not only there to ease the sharpening, but also to indicate where the area is for the spot light meting. Well, as you have probably noticed, there is another knob here on this camera, and this was the reason I bought it, because I thought it is a combination of a normal viewfinder here and a waist viewfinder, and you can switch between the viewfinders, between this one and this one, by turning this knob. So either you use this as the viewfinder, or you use the normal viewfinder here. I thought it was, very nice, very practical to make pictures and use it as a waist viewfinder, but that is not the case. I can only imagine you can use this viewfinder in two cases. First, on a tripod, when you don't have to bend down or to look through this viewfinder, but on a tripod this can be very handy to use this as the viewfinder. And the other thing I think you can use it for, if you want to photograph objects very close to the surface, then it's hard to look through this viewfinder, and it's much more easy to view through this viewfinder. But those are the only two situations where I can imagine it comes in handy. So, well, all in all, it's a very beautiful piece of technique. I mean, it's very solid build. It feels very heavy. It's more than a kilo. All the dials, they work. You know, it's mechanical. It operates without batteries. The batteries you only need for the light metering, but nothing is coupled. And you know, it's very old camera and it still functions like it's never done anything else. So yes, for that reason it's very nice to have it, and it's also nice to have this little quirky viewfinder on top. But in practicality, you know, the only thing you can think of, well, is an advantage is the spot metering. Now, I must admit that I think most of my cameras are without spot metering, and I really don't miss it. I mean, you know, if you know, and if you have a little bit experience in making photographs, if there's a big difference in lighting of your object and surrounding, there's always a possibility to correct it with the shutter speed. So, you know, in my opinion, spot metering is nice. It gives you some, ease in use of the camera, but it's not necessary. You can do without the spot metering. Now, this camera, I bought it for 40 euros, including the lens, which is, I think, well, quite a bargain. But would I recommend this one? To be honest, no. It's very heavy. This thing, well, I hardly use it, the top viewfinder. It can only break this kind of things. The spot metering, nice, but not necessarily for me. So yeah, I keep it. I think maybe I will sell it, but I keep it because it's a quirky little, well, again, a special mechanical optical machine. That's what I like about it. But are there alternatives? Well, yes, Ricoh has an alternative, and it's in fact a little bit cheaper than this one. And I think a more practical solution, and that is the Singlex TLS from Ricoh. This is another Ricoh camera. You know, it looks a little bit the same, but it's a little bit smaller. It's lighter. It also has the M42 lens mount, and you can put on every beautiful M42 lens on it. Your beautiful Pentax Takuma lenses. And this one, well, actually basically the way to operate it is the same as that one. The only thing you don't have is the viewfinder on top. You only have one viewfinder, and that's this one on the back, of course. Here, the dial to remember what you've put in it. It has also, this one, a built-in light meter. Battery goes in here. To switch on the light meter, the same as the ST401, you switch it up and the light meter goes on, and you push it down and the light meter goes off. The light meter is pretty accurate, as in this one. So, well, again, this is lighter. It's more easier to carry around, and it's mechanically a little bit less complicated, so less things can break. So yes, I would recommend this. I bought this one for 30, I think it was 30 or 35 euros, including a lens. It's actually, you know, it's a rock solid camera. I think you can compare this one with the Olympus OM1 in quality as well, because, well, not in size, because this one is a little bit bigger than the OM1, but in quality it is comparable. It is rock solid, really. You can hear it even when you hear the shutter going. And everything is still functioning. You know, the self timer, everything. After all those decades, it's still working perfectly. Well, that was the self timer. There is, however, a disadvantage. I think, in these two cameras, and you should know it before you buy it. The focusing screen of these cameras, it is not a split image screen. It is, well, you just have to look very well through the viewfinder to determine if you have focused it right. I really love the split image focusing screen because those are so accurate. But, however, it is very easy. The standard, these are not interchangeable, the focusing screens, but it's very easy to do. If you remove the top of this camera, which is very easy to do, and remove the prism, which is also very easy to do, then you have access to the focusing screen. And what I did was I had a focusing screen of the Olympus single digit left with a split image on it. I put it in. Well, it didn't fit perfectly, but it fits in the space it needed to fit in. There is some little space left, but it doesn't affect the working and the operation of the whole thing. So I put it in and put back the prism, and I can say now that I have now a Ricoh Singlex TLS with a split image focusing screen. Maybe the only one in the world, who knows? But it helps to focus sharper. So, you know, if you have some spare parts left and you can buy this camera, really, I recommend it. It is, again, it's rock solid. Even now, also the slower shutters, they work perfectly after all these years. It feels very well, very heavy, very good. So yes, I can recommend this camera. And you might think, okay, there's no hot shoe in it. Not to worry. Here are two sockets for flashes, flash bulb and electronic flash, and you can have a wire and then connect it here. So, and on this cold shoe you can also place the waist viewfinder, which I demonstrated in my video of the AliExpress gadgets. And you can just put it in here, and then you have a decent waist viewfinder to operate this camera. So again, if you have the opportunity to buy this, I recommend it highly. It's very, very well built. I think it will last for decades and decades again. M42 lens mount, so you can put all your M42 lenses on it. And it is a great alternative for an Olympus R1, and only for 30-35 euros, and then you have one like this. Well, I wonder what your opinion is on these two, if you are familiar with them. Let me know. If you have any questions about these cameras, please let me know, and when I see your questions or remarks, I will try to respond as soon as possible. Again, thank you very much.